Attention passengers, we've now reached our destination. We hope you enjoyed the flight and have a nice day.
Hola. So we are walking the streets of Cartagena. It is beautiful.
Yeah, very beautiful.
So many nice colors. A lot of people selling stuff. You know, selling magnets, selling pictures with them. But it's still nice. So look at this, y'all. Look at how
So
pretty
beautiful.
that is. It's very beautiful. So we're getting ready to go in this restaurant. So I'll holla at y'all. Peace.
We flew into Cartagena from Medellin, and the first thing we did was a bike tour. We thought this would be a great way to ground us in the neighborhood, help us understand more about the history and why there were so many forts and why the city was walled in the first place. It was a great learning experience.
Yeah, and there were a couple times on this tour where traffic got a little heavy and we almost got hit by some cars, but you know, we were safe, we maneuvered through and got to see the rest of the city. Now we're obviously here talking to you, so we're alive still. So now we're strolling through the walled city. So this fortress was built to protect the city from outside forces who tried to take it over. And it's pretty cool because you can still see some of the cannons that they used to shoot cannonballs out to protect the city, right? So it was awesome. And these are the ladies of Palenque. They are so beautiful and so colorful. Their dresses were nice. The fruit looked tasty on their head, but they did charge me to take a picture.
So now we're off in Palenque, which is actually the first free town. So during the enslavement of Africans throughout so many parts of the world, this is the first place where people that were once enslaved Africans were now free. And so Yerman's our tour guide, and he helped us learn more about the culture here because it's a very unique culture. They have their own language.
I want Palenque, a land, great land of black people.
So here we are at the School of Performing Arts where they teach people how to dance, how to drum, how to act. And this group right here is called Kimblasi Me, and they've toured all over the world presenting the music of Palenque to so many different people.
We have a female soccer team named Black Panther Soccer.
You know, the kids in the community tried to challenge me to a game of soccer, but I had to let them know that I was a top-notch athlete. And it got a little serious in there. I started to get a little too competitive, so I had to walk away. Now we are in the boxing gym of Antonio Cervantes Reyes, who was the first Colombian world champion. This was a fun experience, man. These young guys taught me some moves, you know, sticking and moving, jabbing, throwing some hooks. You know, I had a little power behind my punch. You know, I'm from Grand Rapids, Floyd Mayweather's from there, so it's natural for me to have power behind the punch.
Now we are in a drum circle. Yes, we are here with the drummer from the group that Austin mentioned earlier.
Kimblasi Me!
And also we have the opportunity to meet some herbalists in the community and learn all about herbs and things that are keeping everyone safe.
So one thing that they do to connect with tourists that come to Palenque is they have a drum conversation ceremony, basically where the tourist has to play the drums and the leader, he asks us questions while we're playing the drums simultaneously to stump us.
Okay.
1, 2. 1,
You like Colombia?
Sí,
Why?
es muy bonito.
Muy bonito.
Sí.
Okay. What is your name?
Austin,
Austin. Where you from?
United States.
United States. Okay.
Yo, playing drums, sitting in the chair.
Yeah.
I don't want to go because I want to go here.
Hey.
Because he got it in his hair.
Hey.
Got a mustache, so he got to comb his beard.
If you're ever in Cartagena, make sure you take the trip to Palenque. Hit up our boy Yerman. His information is in the description box.
This portion of the mall used to be a bullfighting ring.
Oh, yeah.
And it was a historic site, and they didn't want to tear it down. Some architects said, well, we did something similar to where we're from and we turned it into a mall.
It might have been.
So yeah, we're gonna take you to the inside so you can see what it once was. And the reason they stopped the bullfighting ring is because it was too gruesome for locals to watch it. Watching the animals get brutalized, the blood, the humans get brutalized. So that's why they ridded themselves of that event. But it's gotta be beautiful once you see the inside.
As you all can see, we had a wonderful time in Cartagena. What you didn't see is that we, of course, walked around freely, looked at some graffiti. We also went to some beautiful restaurants. There's like a few rooftop restaurants. Y'all know I'm all about the rooftops. What we think is important to communicate right now are some things that you should be aware of before you visit Cartagena. I think this will make your trip more enjoyable if you take heed. On a positive note, it is, I feel, relatively safe. I felt like, you know, it's so many people outside that I didn't feel in danger at all at any point in the day. But there are so many alleys. So think about your route home when you leave at night. That's just something to be aware of. And you can consider if it's worth walking or biking. So like empty dark alleys, not my thing, but streets with lots of people, it's a better way to go. But yeah.
Yeah, and another thing I liked about it is, based on where we were staying, a lot of our activities were no more than like a 20-minute walk. Like everything.
Yeah, we were in Gethsemane.
Yeah, Gethsemane, yeah. So everything, you know, they were super short walks. And even the walks were beautiful, right? Sometime during the day, going down some of those side alleys, you would have seen, we saw graffiti, you know, just different interactions that we probably wouldn't have seen just walking down the main road. So those alleys are beautiful. Like there's a lot of colors and all that good stuff. So I like that it's very walkable and it's a beautiful walk. You're not just like walking and it's dirty or nothing. It's like a very peaceful, beautiful walk in some parts.
I definitely think it's a great place to check out if you are into beaches, because we went to one, but I know that there is an abundance of beaches, and so this is the place to be if you want to explore different islands and things like that. So definitely recommend it for that.
Another thing that you should do that unfortunately we didn't but wanted to was make reservations at the restaurant that's on top of the walled city that kind of overlooks the water. Cafe Del Mar. Like I said, we didn't go, but it was a part of our bike tour to visit that area. And it was so nice. The line was long when we were there, so it's like you have to make reservations.
But we couldn't get any reservations. But yeah, I imagine it's a wonderful place to watch the sunset.
Yeah, so one of the things that you didn't see in the video, like she mentioned, was like a lot of the nightlife. That's just because there was so many people walking around. There were so many people outside wanting to sell you whatever, wanting to rap for you. And there was a couple times where like they got like extremely close to our face.
This ain't back when you was rapping with Hollow. You might be Showtime, just not at the Apollo.
To the point where I felt a little uncomfortable, so I didn't want to have like any of our recording devices out.
Okay, so now I think we need to, on the same vein, go to our experience at the beach. So we went to Isla Baru, I believe that's where it was called. And it was a wonderful experience. We went there to see plankton at night.
What's good, everybody? As y'all can see, it is La Noche, night. What are we about to do?
We're about to get on a boat and go see some plankton that are bioluminescent.
Yeah, bioluminescent. So, depending on the temperature of water, temperature of the water, it could be green, it could be blue, it could be different colors.
And then during the day, we were just enjoying the beach. And we had some interactions, like Austin got hair braided.
Hey, Cartagena.
So I got braids. I ain't got much hair.
And I intended to have like a shoulder massage. During the whole entire massage, I was trying to get upsold into a full body, just like consistently asking me questions and trying to get more money. It was the most horrible experience ever. And also I got cheated on the amount of time.
Yeah.
So if you are going to get a shoulder massage or something, you keep track of time and like set that timer, because sis definitely played me. Now, moving on, the weather. It was extremely hot. We went in September, October, and the advice is just to be cognizant of the temperature, dress in moisture-wicking clothes.
We were walking around and my shorts were drenched. Like, it literally looked like somebody just walked up to me and threw water in my shorts because I was sweating. So much so that we had to go to another store and buy a new pair of shorts for me, because like all of my other shorts were packed away. We were still going to be out for a little bit longer. You know, if I can go back in time, I would have just wore like basketball shorts or running shorts, even swimming shorts, like something that absorbs
You was
moisture.
not about to be wearing basketball shorts walking around with me, sir.
I would have been swaggy with it.
My other tip, when you go to Palenque, make sure that you have lots of cash to tip people. Like, Yerman was wonderful and we had a great time, but honestly, outside of the cost of the tour, we didn't bring any extra cash, and so that was kind of heartbreaking. We only had enough money for a little bit of souvenirs and some interactions with people, but not as much as we would have wanted to give. So just be mindful of that. Like, you'll interact with tons of different people, as you saw, like the herbalists, the drummers, just like the boxing studio, the restaurant, like all these things. So make sure that you bring an abundance of cash to be able to tip properly as you would like.
All in all,
Yeah.
Cartagena was a good time. You know, we don't want our tips to deter you all from visiting Cartagena, right? Like, we definitely recommend that you go visit, check it out, enjoy it, soak in the sun, soak in the views, soak in the water, just soak in the vibes.
Yeah, I think that what is cool is that while I definitely like Medellin better, I think what's cool about Cartagena, and I've said this to anybody I've talked to about it, is that if you go to Medellin, you should definitely go to Cartagena, just because the vibes are so different. To be able to have just a few days there and then like slower pace, more Caribbean side of the country. I think that these tips are very helpful, so when you know what to anticipate, you'll be able to relax more and be able to like let your guard down.
Go to Cartagena, visit the beaches, visit Palenque. Make sure you hit up our boy Yerman. He was a great tour guide.
Yeah.
We holla at y'all. Peace.